Do you know that every cell in your body is currently being healed? Watching this lovely and meaningful video will take you one step closer to finding your true love. Let's get this party started.
Most people are offering most of their action or behavior to compensate for not flowing their energy in a productive way. You worry about stuff and you don't line up with well-being, and you beat the drum of things not going well for you. And then when things don't go well for you, then you dig in with action and hard work, and then you get exhausted. Because this receiving mode is not just the vibrational place. Just like you have to set your radio dial on 98.7 FM if you want to hear what's broadcasted from that tower. You can't set it on some other frequency. You have to tune your tuner to that broadcasting tower. And so we want to convince you that this vibrational reality, that this vortex is a broadcasting tower that includes everything that you want and all that you are, and the path to full manifestation of every bit of it. And if you can accept that that is so, and then you can just care about tuning yourself to it, which just means think thoughts that feel good, then everything will turn out the way you're wanting it to. Such a nice thing. You could have 5 things, we know you've heard this, that are important to you. There are always more than that, but let's say 5 major things. And 4 of them could be going extremely well and 1 of them not well. And you as humans mostly think that you better dig into that one that's not going well. And as you do, you tune to what's not going well, and you actually pinch off the well-being on the other 5 that were going well. Conversely, you could have only 1 thing that's going well and 5 things that are going awful. And you could focus upon the 1 thing that is going well, set your tone by your attention to that, and the other 5 would fall into alignment, because the receiving mode is the receiving mode. But when you believe that you have to work hard to compensate for inferiority or for past wrong deeds, or when you feel that you have to work hard in order to justify your existence, all of those things are so contrary to what your inner being knows about your readiness and your worthiness, that you get crosswise of the energy, and then you do offer more effort, and then you get tired. Where if you're feeling good about yourself and others, if you're looking for positive aspects, if you're counting your blessings, so to speak, looking for reasons to feel good, not having knee-jerk reactions to so many things, then you're in the receiving mode. But the receiving mode is also the replenishing mode. That's where your stamina comes from. That's where your clarity comes from. That's where your vitality comes from. That's where the good ideas come from. But most humans, we love you so much, you know what's coming next. You are reacting to things. So you're looking around, wanting to be objective, and that's a good thing, because you got to sift in order to launch those rockets. But as you're looking around, so often, instead of identifying what you want and running with it, you are having a reaction to what you don't want. And when you are reacting to what you don't want, then you're putting more emphasis on that. So you're actually often vibrating more in contrast to what you want than you are in harmony with what you want. Don't work so hard. Give yourself a break. Get more rest. Be nicer to yourself. Do more of the things that feel good to you. That's the way you turn this around. You got to give yourself a break. You cannot demand yourself into alignment. You can't effort yourself into alignment. You've got to release. You've got to let go. You've got to let go of resistance. When you let go of that cork, we promise you it will flow, you see. The vortex that explains to you that everything you want already is. And if you're paying attention to how you feel, and maybe using some of the processes that help you to release resistance, and focusing deliberately, that you can get into the receptive mode and let everything in that you want. We haven't been offering these words to you just because we think you want to hear some words. We're answering the questions of how do you create your own reality? How do you create your own reality? By having thoughts that you think. The question is, and this is the question that we're really wanting to put to you, to all of you, are the thoughts you think thoughts that you're thinking because you're the creator of your own experience? Or the thoughts that you think reactionary thoughts because somebody else is having an experience that you're observing, and you're having a knee-jerk reaction to what's going on? Because that's a big question. If you are reacting, then you have no control. You're like a cork bobbing on a raging sea. You have no control at all. So what would we do? We'd put ourselves in bed tonight and we'd say, I am the creator of my own reality, and I like that. And then we would say to ourselves, and as I sleep tonight, momentum is going to subside. because my thoughts are not going to be active, and law of attraction is not going to be reacting to my thoughts. However, law of attraction is going to continue to react to the thoughts of my inner being who never sleeps. So the potential of me waking up in the morning, the probability of me waking up in the morning, and the thoughts of my inner being about everything I want being dominant, very good possibility of that. In fact, it's a slam dunk. It's a sure thing. When I wake up in the morning, I'm going to feel the movement of what my inner being knows, and my beliefs are going to challenge it. But each time a belief challenges the path that my inner being has laid out for me to the success of joy that I seek, I'll feel some soft negative emotion. And when I feel it, I can adjust my thought right then and there. And if you will do that tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, it won't be 30 days before you will have bridged your beliefs to be more in harmony with what your inner being knows to be. And you're going to have evidence all around you. Putting yourself in a position where you can feel your own power, just little by little by little. We might be making this feel way too big to you. You've been doing it all along your whole life. You just haven't been doing it on purpose. You just haven't known that you could do it on purpose. You just haven't known the power of it. And you've been willing to pay the price and to sacrifice and to suffer and to offer effort. You've been willing to do all the things that the other people in their human form are willing to do, because you've been willing to measure yourself up against the other humans who are going about it the hard way. We don't think that's why you came here today. We think you came to come into communion, into union, into blending with the whole of who you are. And so we want to tell you who that is. We want to paint a picture so that you can accept that you are this energy of non-physical and physical. We want you to understand that the emotions that you feel are your indicator of how well blended or not you are. And that the more clarity you feel, and the more love you feel, and the more happy you feel, and the more wonderful you feel, that the more in harmony you are with who you are. That's where your power is. Your power is in your happy. And we want you to find and know and isolate and identify and practice and discover and get it sometimes and not get it sometimes, until you know, until you're willing to proclaim to yourself the power of non-resistant thought. And once you do that, your resistant thought is going to stick out like a sore thumb. Things that haven't been bothering you very long. Esther got up from a dinner table and walked away the other night because she could not listen for one more minute to what they were talking about. 27 trips to the bathroom is not normal. But you got to do what you got to do. And you know what? She launched a rocket. Always take my own car. You don't need to be trapped in places that you don't want to be. And so it's easy for you to hear it when we offer it to you like this, because you know you've been trapped in conversations with people that are complaining and that are introducing resistance into the equation until you are too. You know what we're talking about. But you know, it's not just you standing in a non-resistant place and somebody else standing in a resistant place. This is the same story as your desires and your beliefs. You are having the battle within yourself all the time. It's not even about other people. You wouldn't be in a place with others who are giving that to you if you didn't have that battle going on within yourself. And you know what the battle is? Got to be nice. Got to play along. Don't want to stand out. Don't want to look too Pollyanna. Don't want to think too many pure positive thoughts. Don't want to seem uninvolved. Don't want to seem misinformed. Don't want to seem like I don't care. And we say, we think what you want is true compassion. We think what you want is to tune into source, to become a perfect blending with source energy and look at them with the wholeness of who you are and uplift them. We think that's what you want, you see. No one will feel denied or forgotten when you're thinking about them, when you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. But you got to segment and tend. Are you afraid of your point of attraction? We're asking you, are you? Are you afraid you'll stand out too much? Prosperity is going to be yours. Can you deal with it? And everybody in the world isn't going to be prosperous like you are. You are. You're going to be all right with that? Or are you going to make stuff up? Oh, I was just lucky. Or, oh, I suffered and struggled for a really long time before my goodness came. Or you're going to accept it and embrace it and acknowledge it and then tell them where it came from. Yeah, I discovered the power of non-resistant thought. What do you mean? I just started reaching for thoughts that felt better until I just sort of got hooked on them. And then I did something really powerful. I quieted my mind completely. It's the only way I could really stop the resistance. And then when the new thoughts started coming, they were pure and they were powerful and they were love and they were clarity and they were impulse. And then ideas started to flow and timing started to happen. I started being in the right place at the right time. You ready to deal with that? People aren't going to like you much. You're going to stick out. You're going to look weird. You're going to thrive in a world that might not everybody be. You're going to be happy in a world that is so full of hatred and complaint that you're going to look like you're from another planet. What's wrong with that person? They must have something wrong. You are pure positive energy beings who came forth into these physical bodies under what you knew were idyllic situations and conditions. You knew that your environment would inspire you to personal new intentions. And you knew that the energy that creates worlds would back you up. And you knew that your inner being would focus upon the desire part of it, not the absence of desire part of it. And that if you paid attention to the way you feel, that you would know where you are. You knew that you could have pre-manifestational awareness. You also knew it could manifest and then you'd be aware. But you knew that you could do this, you see.
Did our video satisfy your soul in some way? Thank you a million times over for your help. We appreciate it more than you can imagine. Don't forget to leave us a comment and hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed it. See you later.